Today's podcast is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo.
Apply today and become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co.
And be sure to add our podcast in the How Did You Hear About Podgo section of the application.
Ideals like peace, freedom, and justice, they get packed up, but we can all go home. Well, I'm not going home. I'm gonna get on my boat, and I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is gonna feel it. Now, who wants to go home and who wants to go with me?
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 267. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for the Rated G Network, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Rated G for Gamers. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G for Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. Also, before we start the show, we have a special limited time giveaway of Assassin's Creed Valhalla for Xbox One/Series X. One physical copy will be given to the lucky winner. So head on over to our Facebook, our Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram, like this post or video, and leave a comment and tell us which Assassin's Creed game is your favorite and why. Note, you can enter once per episode and once per social media service. This contest is open to U.S. residents only, and good luck to everyone who enters. I'm your host, Dave Rotino, and this is my co-host, Dan. I'm picking up all those PS3 games, Robinson.
What's going on, man? You're damn right I am. I'm on my PS3 hunt. Don't know if my PS3 is still going to work in like five years.
Well, yeah, that CMOS chip, sure.
When that battery dies.
Yep.
You know, sorry. I mean, listen, Sony, I don't care about the damn trophies. I just want to be able to play the game. But,
right? That's the least important part of everything.
I know. But I've been hitting GameStop after GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, complete or not complete the stupid GameStop game case.
Right?
Screw it.
Yeah. The
Screw
horrible,
it. I'll buy
terrible
it.
one. The terrible one with the bad art on it of the kid with the controller.
Not even. It just has the logo on it, and it's all white with the logo and the name.
Yeah.
And the broken case that doesn't close properly all the way.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
I should have did this a while ago, but you know what? I didn't think about it. So.
I was always looking, but I was always like, well, I don't want the GameStop case. I want the regular case and the manual if it comes with the manual.
I do, but you know what? And this is what I've been finding out about certain like original Xbox games.
Right. It's
either just too expensive or it's just not a lot of people selling it out there, right? So you can just get the disc and put it in like one of those disc sleeve know, booklets and have the game.
Yeah.
It's like, Dave, would you, if I said, hey, you could either have Panzer Dragoon Saga, all the disc, and you got to do something with it.
Yeah.
Or you won't have it at all.
You take what you can get, of course.
You take the disc, right?
Right, so, exactly. And you can always piece it together, right? You can always get a blank case or a manual and figure it out. But
I'm definitely on my PS3 hunt. Yeah. It's funny. I had more 360 games than PS3 games.
Oh, you're defecting, Dan. You're coming over to Team Green.
Oh no, but that quickly changed when I prioritized PS3. Now I have now I have like 10 more PS3 games. I mean, the system did do better towards the end of its life cycle.
All right.
Better
Well, the
than
beginning
360.
of it, the beginning's 5-6 years, 360 dominated.
You know what?
It was really in that last year, that 2012, 2013.
We're not talking about the first 5 years. We're talking about the last 5. Okay, that's the best.
last
that's how
one.
you finish the game.
The last one.
It's how you finish the race, not how you start. Okay, didn't the tortoise teach you that in kindergarten?
All right.
But my biggest issue right now is controller drift.
Oh, we talked about that a lot. You're talking about the Switch or the Xbox?
No, not the Switch. No, not the Xbox.
The PlayStation.
No, not even the PS5 DualSense.
What is giving you controller drift?
The Wii U Pro controller.
Shoot. Wow.
I mean, Nintendo.
Wow.
Come on. I just realized I've always had it.
Yeah.
I've always had it.
That, it's shifting a little bit. You didn't.
Well,
notice
no. I've always had it and just ignored it. Like so, I would cut the Wii U on, got the gamepad, and I would get the controller, and then all of a sudden the arrow just points up or left.
Just starts going.
And I'm like, what is this? This is stupid. And you'll shake the controller, all the stuff you shouldn't do,
right.
Like blow into the cartridge or whatever.
Yep.
So I would cut the system off, hold it down, cut the system back on, get into the game, and then cut the controller on. And then it was fine. But I just, I've had Wii U drift for years. For years. And just so you know, Wii U Pro controllers are not cheap anymore. They're not they're not $29.99 like they used to be. They're about triple the price. I do have 2 of them though. I do have 2. I have a black one I use for the black system, and I have a white one I use for the white system.
Nice. How bad is it? Like, is it just like slowly going up this way?
It slowly goes up to the upper left hand corner.
Okay. Yeah, that's annoying.
It's super annoying.
I wonder if it's like widespread. Like people are now recognizing that. Oh, yeah.
I don't think enough people bought the Wii U for it to be.
Not enough people. Rip the Wii U.
Yeah,
it was a good console.
Oh. It was the second or third most underrated console of all time, right behind the Saturn. Sorry,
it had some good
and
stuff
the Xbox.
Up there, yeah. Had some good stuff up there.
All right, Dave. We have an awesome show.
Wait a minute. Before we get into that, Dan, I gotta express some anger here. I gotta express some anger because
you got a gamer grief.
Because you got grief. Well, I'm just a little bit salty that you got your copy of Scott Pilgrim and I don't have my copy yet. It's
That's
my
true.
favorite beat 'em up game, and I don't know where my copy is. I want it. I want to be able to play online so we can go through it because you never played it before.
Did you check the
mailbox?
Run? No. They email you. Like, did you check? You check your emails to see if it was actually shipped?
I didn't see anything on the phone about it or whatever. I think I may have gotten like one of the special editions, so it may take a little bit longer to get to me.
If you check the limited run website, they'll tell you like what games are shipped or where they are in the process of being shipped.
Right.
So just got to keep a list because you don't want to be like me and get the Japanese version of Samurai Showdown Collection.
Yeah.
Because you forgot that you actually bought it.
Right.
And it was significantly delayed for like a year. So you want to be like, well, no, it wasn't a year. It was like 6 months. You want to be like me. So now I have 2 versions. I have the Japanese version, and then I have the special edition, the North American version. So
Nice.
yeah, you may just want to check that out. It's probably on its way. I mean, you got the special edition. I didn't. I got the regular. So that's probably why mine's shipped first.
Yeah. I mean, it'll come. I'm happy to wait. I'm just angry I don't have it yet.
I know you're really angry.
I want to play that game, man. It's stuck on my 360.
Do you have it on? Do you still have?
I do.
You have it downloaded on your 360?
I do.
Oh, so you
I
can
do.
play the game technically.
I could plug in the white 360 and all that, but like all my like 360 controllers have like,
and hope and
issues.
pray you don't get the 3 rings of death.
Oh, I had that already. I had to get that exact model sent out and then shipped back, and that was
I had it like 4 times.
Nah.
That's why I refuse to turn this one on, because I don't want it. They're not replacing it anymore.
I know. I'm pretty sure I told the story, I think, on the episode on the show before, but it was a nightmare to get my 360 back.
Oh man.
They legit said, "We don't know where it is." And I said, "Oh yeah? Well, you better find out where it is." And I had to deal with the post office and deal with Microsoft, and I'm like, so the long and the short of it was they tried to ship it back at one point, and apparently I forgot I had a copy of Blaze Blue stuck in the drive, and I got home one day and I just saw like a white CD sleeve with like Blaze Blue sitting on the stairs going up to my place, and I'm like, the fuck is this? So they delivered that, but they didn't leave the system. So apparently, like, it came here with, oh, no one's here to sign it. We got to ship it back. And then that's what caused all the trouble. That's not my fault. You should know where it is. So I had to, like, run around, and it was, like, months later. And I'm like, look, what are you going to do? And it's like, well, here's what we can do. Before I got the system back, they're like, you can go online and pick from this limited set of video games, and we will give you 1 free video game. I'm like, I don't want the game. I want the system. And that was a copy of Forza Motorsport 4, if I remember correctly. I still have that game, and it is unopened, and it will remain unopened because I don't want to take their damn charity. I want the damn system back. But I eventually got it back. Sorry.
All right, so all right, you're still mad. I see. You're still.
I'm a little salty. I'm sorry. That's my gamer grief from way back in the day.
Okay.
I can't help it. I can't help it. It was some bad customer service on Microsoft's part. You know, if they said, okay, look, we're gonna open a case number, we'll help you find this and all that, I would be a little less salty. But I had to like fight to be like, look, give me my damn system back. So anyway, I didn't mean to go off on that tangent. I'm just mad about Scott Pilgrim.
Tangent's done. Gamer grief's done.
Mm-hmm.
Show is back on the rails. We have an awesome show this week. Coming up, we're going to talk about Sony keeping the PlayStation stores online.
Mm-hmm. Big win.
That's a big win if you have a Vita or a PS3.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about another Amazon game getting canceled.
Rip.
Yeah, that's Amazon just can't catch a break with their games. They just stick with Twitch. Don't develop any games.
Right.
But let's begin the show with the Super Nintendo World is temporarily shutting down. The Universal Studios Super Mario World in Japan is temporarily shutting down. Should have never opened, I can argue.
Yes. Yes. They should have never opened. I mean, that was a bad look on their part. We're going to open in the middle of February when, like, we don't really have big vaccine turnout yet. Yeah. Bad idea.
Yeah. So it's going to shut down on the 25th. And it's temporarily is going to open back up on May 12th. So just to help stop the spread, they're going to shut down for about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's smart. I mean, it's no fault of their. Well, I mean, it is kind of their fault because they opened early. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Super Nintendo World, and I don't think there was a big outbreak in Osaka. But it is like there was like a there was a citywide like state of emergency or countrywide state of emergency or whatever. So they're just complying with that. So I think it'll be all right when it comes back.
And it looks like the North American version is being pushed back even further. They said it's going to be. I don't think we're going to be able to go until like 2024. All right, so that's gonna take a while. But I want those fancy like burgers and chicken sandwiches that they have,
right?
Like, the Mario burger or the Luigi chicken sandwich, which is funny because he's a chicken, like he's scaredy cat, right? So it's the chicken sandwich.
Right.
I kind of want some of the food. I don't even know if the American version will even have those things, right? So
I think they'll do some fun stuff. Yeah.
I hope they do some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do a follow-up to a story we did a couple of weeks ago. It looks like Discord is staying independent. It will not be sold to Microsoft.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. They said no. We want to keep the company, I guess, independent, right? We don't want to be part of Microsoft or whatever. Which, I don't know about you, it was like a 10, 12, 13 billion dollar deal.
Oh, no, they can have it. I'll start a new one. They can have it. No, it's yours. Microsoft, you can have it.
Right? Because think about the payout you're going to get if you're high up in the company. Everyone's probably like, yeah, do it. Everyone will get a big payoff. It'll be great.
Microsoft, you can have it. It's yours. Listen, you can have Rated G for a fraction of the price. I'll take it. I'll take it. You can have it for $6. You can have it for like $2 billion. That's it. I'll give you a discount.
Yeah. I'm just still impressed that Microsoft is still out there trying to make deals when they already bought Bethesda and the 19 million other studios they have under their umbrella, and they're like, no, we're gonna also try and go after Discord. We're not gonna stop.
Well, didn't they just buy, like, we talked about it last week, right? Like, they bought some other company.
They bought Nuance, which was an AI company, right?
Yeah, that was more than that cost more than the Bethesda deal. Right? So they have a lot of cash that they're spending. I'm wondering, I got to be on a side note. This is not the tech show. I know we're a video game show and not a tech show. I'm wondering what Apple's going to do, right? Because Apple has enough money to buy 2 Disneys. Like, I remember there was like a rumor that they were going to buy Disney like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I heard some stuff. Like that, which would be real interesting. I mean, I know they bought up a bunch of, speaking of AI, they bought up a bunch of companies to help support Siri and all that stuff, like on the tech side. So
she needs support.
Yeah,
she's gotten better though.
Exactly.
Better.
Well, right, because they bought all these technologies, they're kind of integrating and putting all that stuff together in house to put out a better product. So they've definitely been making moves. It's a little more quiet, I guess, from that front. They haven't necessarily bought like big names, but you're right, they have the money. Who would they try and go after? Because I don't think they're in the market to be a games publisher. They are in the market to have the service, right? Their Apple Arcade thing, which they're partnering up, but they're not like buying studios to make them in-house. So yeah, it's a little bit different. But
well, speaking of buying things, these are all the notable games you can buy coming out next month.
I see.
Let's talk about a few. Let's talk about the heavy hitters. We got Resident Evil Village,
number 8,
PS5, Xbox Series X/S, PS4, Xbox One, PC, coming out May 7th. I'm on the fence if I'm going to buy it because I'm probably not going to play.
I don't know. No. It feels a lot like 7, which
it does feel like a lot like 7. I did play both demos. I played the Village, and I just got through playing the Castle one super early this morning. The Castle one is similar. Well, it's similar to the original Castle demo that they had before. Well, you started in the dungeon, you went into the castle. I got a little lost, and I finished the Village one. That one was a little bit more action, a little bit more involved. The Castle demo was kind of just boring. It was more puzzle based and sneaking around, and it was kind of scary. Every time I turned the corner, I thought something was gonna jump out at me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game. They want to ratchet that tension up.
You had 30 minutes to finish each. Each demo, and I think the first one I beat it in like 27 minutes. The Castle demo, I think I still had like 20 minutes left, and I was like, I'm done. I've ran around. I got nothing to do. You could buy items from some weird blob guy who's stuck in the wall.
Yeah, he's the new what are you buying? The guy from 4, right?
Yeah. So, but I kind of got disinterested. Okay. I don't know if we're going to buy this. I'm on the fence.
Okay. I'm on the fence. I am 100% picking this copy up.
I know you are.
Probably on. Well, I got to get it on the Series SX. Right? If I
have to, because you don't have a choice.
If I had a PS5, I mean, I could get it on the PS4, but nah, you want those next gen visuals. And I will say this: if I had a PS5, I would get it for the PS5. Resident Evil is a PlayStation game. 100%. 100%.
Well, if you have a Switch, this is definitely a Switch game because it's a Nintendo game, and that's Famicom Detective Club. Both The Girl Who Stands Behind and The Missing Heir coming out both May 14th. Those are sort of like visual novel games. I think I may pick one of them up. I don't know if I'm going to pick both of them up. I don't know how much they cost. If they're $60, I'm definitely only picking one up, but I hope they're not $60.
Yeah. I mean, definitely not my jam. I don't know how full featured they are, but I could see like 30 or 40 for these games.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Something I'm going to wait. This is a pass for me. I'm going to wait until it's on sale. And that's Mass Effect Legendary Edition for the PS5, Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Oh. No way.
Yeah, I'm going to pass.
All in on this.
That's also coming out May 14th.
All right. Why are you waiting? I'm curious.
Well, I own all 3 games on both the PlayStation, the PS3, and the Xbox 360. I'm going to assume this is a $40 to $60 game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I can wait. I don't need to buy it.
Okay.
Or at least I'm going to try to wait.
Yeah. Best laid plans and all that.
Then we got Subnautica coming out on the Switch the same day, but the sequel, Below Zero, PS5, Series X, 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Not Stadia. That's what I'm saying. That's Stadia. It's coming on. If it comes out on the Switch and the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, it needs to come out on Stadia as well. So. Then we got Knockout City coming out PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC coming out May 21st.
That's the crazy multiplayer dodgeball game, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see how the reviews are for this because it looks super cool, but it could also be like, not so great.
I'll wait for it to come to Games Pass because that's what's that's where it's coming.
Oh yeah.
It's a Games Pass game. We got Miitopia. Sort of the port from the 3DS that's coming into Switch May 21st. And then a game that we've been waiting for since like PAX 2 years ago, 2019. And that's Biomutant.
Oh my God. Yes.
Finally it's coming out.
Yes. Where you create your own creature and it's the third person shooter adventure.
Yeah.
It looked amazing. Yeah.
PS4, Xbox One, PC, May 25th. Also that day, if you have a Switch, you can also pick up Shin Megami Tensei 3, right? The HD remastered. That's coming out for PS4, Switch, PC, same day. And 2 days later, you can get the Oddworld collection on the Switch, May 27th.
The physical or the digital?
Don't know if it's a physical edition. I hope so. The only one I don't own is Good and Tasty?
New and Tasty.
New and Tasty. Yeah. Yes, that's the only Oddworld game I don't own.
I got a copy of that. Yeah, I think on the PSP actually, or the Vita. Yeah.
No, I think you have it for the Vita. I don't think it came out on the PSP, but I want to get it. I'll get it for the Switch. No, that one is you get it for $30. Yeah, but if it's on the collection, I might as well just get the collection.
Right.
So, those are all the notable games that I picked for next month. But let's talk about games we're playing now. Dave, it's that time in the show. I know you love it. As we always try to start the show but epically fail. What have you been playing?
Oh, my favorite part of the show, Dan. Always will be. Now and forever. Well, we just did our Saturday morning retro episode, so I can talk about this now. But I've been playing Chrono Cross, the amazing sequel to Chrono Trigger, which you now know all about. You now know more than that one fact.
I know that's one fact. If you want to know which fact that is, go and listen to the Saturday morning retro show.
Episode. Yeah, so I gave an in-depth review on that. I love this game. Surprise, surprise! It's a classic SquareSoft before they were Square Enix RPG, and I'm intent on beating it. So I will see you in 2 years when I get done with the game. And we've been also playing. Me and Dan have been playing Outriders on the Series X.
I'm loving Outriders.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
Lots of content. Lots of content.
think we're level 13, maybe 14. We're getting up there.
Yeah, around there, about 14, 13, 14. One of those.
I bet it caps at, I'm pretty sure it caps at level 30. Most games do. And then you get a bunch of end game content. But, yeah, man, it's, it's a good time right now. There's definitely some good games out there. So I'm having a good time. So how about you?
Just like you for Saturday Morning Retro, I've been playing Def Jam Vendetta. Never played that game before. Have no nostalgia for it, but I do have nostalgia for the rap artists that are in it. Right. So you can hear my thoughts, my in-depth thoughts about that. But I will say one thing that I didn't mention on the show. I don't like the fact that, like, I mean, I know it's supposed to be like street fighting, right? Like, but you're fighting in the ring, but there is no ring out. There's no ring out. Like they don't count you out of the ring.
Oh, weird.
Which is kind of weird.
Right.
And the further you get into the story, the more sort of battles you have with the female characters, and they still are terrible. They were just the worst battles because these female, they weren't really designed. The move sets weren't designed for these female characters, right? Like they feel off. There's other move sets for other characters that they put the skin on. It just doesn't feel right. They're terrible.
You telling me it doesn't look natural when Christina Milian's trying to do a backbreaker to like Capone, who's got 100 pounds on her at least.
It doesn't look natural, and the whole reason why they even have female battles is they're fighting over you.
Right.
So I mean, but it's you got to keep the time period. You got to it's for its time.
It's of a time, yeah.
It wouldn't fly now. Wouldn't fly now. But I'm really getting into it. I really like the game. I can see why people really, why people have nostalgia for this game. And I've been getting fit, baby. My Ring Fit adventure.
Nice. Yeah, you're looking good, Dan.
The most expensive rubber you'll ever buy in your life. So I've been getting fit with the Ring Fit adventure.
Nice.
Which is still weird that it's a game and I'm getting swole.
Yeah, man. Just in the line of Dance Dance Revolution and Just Dance and everything else, Yeah.
So on that note, why don't we take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into the top gaming news of last week.
Hey, this is Matt Adler, freelance journalist for IGN, and you're listening to Rated G for Gamers podcast.
And we're back. Let's talk about the top gaming news of last week. We have to talk about our lead story, and that is Sony has reversed course. They're keeping the PS3 and PS Vita PlayStation stores online. They will not be taking them down. However,
big win.
They will be still closing the PSP PlayStation store July 2nd.
Yeah. Which, that's from 2005. It's hard to keep that open.
It makes sense. PSP is kind of really old. The PS3, a lot of people still playing a PS3. Right. Vita is still, an indie darling. Not as much so now because of the Switch, but I think there's still people. I mean, look, they were talking about games that were supposed to be released on the Vita that they were saying, we're not going to rrelease it on the Vita because the store is going down.
Right.
So I'm glad that they reversed course. They listened.
Exactly. They listened to the fans, right? And that always goes over well, right? If you listen to your audience and they said, no, we're upset with this, you should do this, it's usually a good thing. So
and now and we talked about it earlier about the battery, right? In the PS3, PS4,
yeah,
and the PS5. It's in the PS5 too, the internal battery. They said they're looking into that, right? So I hope there's some patch that they could put out that the system will still work and use, play your physical games at least, right? Even when the servers are shut down or the battery dies and you replace it, right? Because I don't care about the trophies.
I don't think a lot of people do. It's a nice to
maybe have it where the trophies don't pop. You can't. Maybe just say you can't get trophies.
Right. Because ultimately, you want to be able to play the game. That's the main thing. Can I play the game? Right? The trophies are icing on the cake. Ugh.
Yeah. All right, but let's talk about Jim Ryan, because this all ties in. Because Jim Ryan, I think he's the CEO or president of SIE.
Yep.
Sony Interactive Entertainment. He's the one who said, when they talked about backwards compatibility with PlayStation, he said, nobody wants to play old games.
Bad luck, man. Bad luck.
He was wrong, right?
Yeah.
And he's the one, they publicly came out and said they're reversing course and they're going to keep the PS3 and PS Vita stores. He actually did an interview with a Japanese outlet, and he talked about the PlayStation 5 having more exclusives than any other generation, right? They're doubling down on having exclusives. And we talked about it a little bit last week as far as like, not doing the game, the Days Gone 2, right?
Oh, yeah.
The sequel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The multiplayer sequel that they don't want. They want more single player experiences. That's why I didn't get all up in arms. I said, what was the pitch for Days Gone 2?
You're right. Sometimes you need more context around what it is,
And then we talked about them sort of, restructuring a lot of their studios, and they don't want to do smaller games.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that they don't want to do smaller games. They want all their AAA games. They want all their first party studios to do AAA big time exclusives. Remember, they're an entertainment company too, so they want to be able to capitalize maybe on a TV show or a movie with that game, right? Mm-hmm. Or anime or something, or another form of entertainment, because Sony is an entertainment company where Microsoft is more of a software company.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But having big exclusives, sort of, that makes sense, and I like that. But they're looking to do, they are looking at mergers, acquisitions, and partnerships,
right,
to bring those exclusives to the PlayStation platforms, the PS5 specifically.
And just kind of taking a look at some of the studios that either are under their belt or work exclusively with Sony. I mean, Naughty Dog, obviously, Sucker Punch, Media Molecule, Polyphony Digital, who does the Gran Turismo series, Insomniac Games, and Guerrilla Games, who do Horizon. Right? That's like the '92 Olympic All-Star team right there of video game companies. Right? That's some heavy hitters. And they produce solid games, not year after year, but when a new Uncharted game comes out, or a new Ratchet game, or a new Gran Turismo, people kind of listen. So I think the idea is that anybody they acquire is going to get folded into one of those big studios to make the next like AAA single player focused game. And I'm down for it. Right? I'm down for it. Spider-Man was great. That was an amazing single-player experience with, like, zero multiplayer. Right? Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need a good, just, like, here is this game. You can fly around New York City as Spider-Man. I'm good. I'm in.
But so let's look at some of the rumors that are out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a new rumor out that there's a Castlevania game in discussion with Sony and Konami, right?
Yeah,
so that would be a Sony exclusive.
Yeah,
I don't think it would be Lords of Shadows. It would still be like a third-person action adventure game, but it wouldn't be. I don't think.
Oh, you definitely make a new one. Yeah. Because like,
Kojima,
what was the last Lords of Shadow game? Like, it's like 10 years ago.
Maybe 2012, Lords of Shadow 2.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
No one even remembers it because they haven't made any new Castlevania games since then. So you want to make a new one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's talks about they want to make several. Konami wants to make several Metal Gear remakes, and Sony's in talks. There's rumor that Sony's in talk with that as well, right?
Yeah.
Because they want to make that a Sony exclusive. So, I mean, I would love to see a new Castlevania game. I want to see a new Castlevania game.
I think everybody
like
does.
the Lords of Shadow. I didn't finish it. I didn't play the second one. I really like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to finish it. Maybe I'll do that as a SMR episode over the summer.
Mm.
So, I they're just out. Sony's out here making, where Microsoft is buying stuff. Sony's just making partnerships. I mean, look, they just partnered with a veteran AAA studio, Firewalk Studios, right? So they're sort of signed like a publishing partnership with Firewalk Studios alongside its partner, its parent company, Properly Monsters. They haven't made anything per se. Like, the studio hasn't made any big time games, but a lot of the people that work there have worked on Guitar Hero 2, BioShock Infinite, Destiny, Mass Effect, Apex Legends, right? So there's good pedigree behind the actual devs that work at the studio. Yeah, and they want to work on a multiplayer game exclusive for the PlayStation.
Sony's not gonna like that. Now you got to make it single player.
Well, maybe they didn't like the pitch for Days Gone 2 and what they wanted to do with it. But this, I could see them, and maybe the reason why they didn't want a Days Gone 2 to be multiplayer, because they know they had a partnership with Firewalk Studios to make a multiplayer game, right? And they didn't want to have too many of those on the platform.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, this is a fairly new studio, right? Because they came out in 2018. So whatever they've been working on, like, and whatever the thing for Sony is the same, right? They have this. They obviously have something great behind the scenes that Sony saw, and they're like, "Yep, can you make that on our system exclusively?" And they go, here's our dollar amount, and they go, "Okay, boom, now you got a partnership." So I can't wait to see what it is. Maybe because it is like a month and a half to E3. We may hear about it at E3.
This is early projections for E3. Okay, Microsoft is gonna have the mic drop moment, right, at the end of their conference, where they say the next Kojima game is going to be an Xbox exclusive. It's going to be some weird horror game that we have no idea what it's going to be about. Like, it's just going to be a logo and a cinematic trailer, and we're going to be like, what the hell is this game? This is weird. It's going to be a Death Stranding of horror. And then Sony is going to have a mic drop moment when they say, yeah, well, we got Metal Gear. We got a Metal Gear remake. And Castlevania and Silent Hill.
Yeah, that's going to be an awkward after party. You could cut the tension with a knife.
I know. But we all talked about, what is Sony going to do? Have like a Game Pass answer, right? Like, they're going to have an answer for Game Pass. We don't know. I mean, people say it's in the works, and I honestly think this is something they're going to be working on. Would probably get announced next year. I don't think it's going to be like a this year thing. This is something they're going to probably roll out like 2022. I could be wrong. This could be their, the start of their E3, right, presentation, the E3 style presentation of State of Play. Sorry, but Sony, again, they're an entertainment company, right? So they're much more than just video games. They're movie studios, TV shows. Yep. They make TVs. They're a manufacturer. So it makes sense that Sony is now testing PlayStation, sort of PlayStation Plus, but adding video to it, or a streaming service, right? So it's being tested out in Poland, right? So if you have a PlayStation Plus out in Poland, you could use their new video streaming service to stream, Sony movies and TV shows.
Interesting.
It's like a year. This is like a year sort of test run. Doesn't mean it can't come out sooner officially, right? It's just that you're in the test run for a year.
It's interesting they chose Poland as the testing ground for it. Obviously they've done the research and the whatever, but I wonder why Poland was picked. It's curious more than anything. And,
that's true.
In terms of the in terms of setting this up, like, this is it's simple brand integration, right? Vertical integration, right? You have all these products. Let's go ahead and link them all together. You have all these great movies, licenses, whatever. Let's build out a streaming platform because everyone's doing it, right? Everyone's got their own. Paramount, CBS has their thing, and everybody else. There's like Amazon's got theirs, Netflix has theirs, and Sony's got a lot of stuff, which they're licensing out to all these different, licensing it out to Netflix and Hulu and whatever. And they go, no, we're going to take all our stuff in house. And we're going to have a service for it. And then you'll be able to stream it on your PlayStation 5 or 4. So I'm about it.
Well, it kind of, listen, they're trying to, do Microsoft. What do they do best? Right. Mm-hmm. They're a software company. Right. Mm-hmm. So you expect their software always to be top notch. Sony's an entertainment company. So we give you games. Mm-hmm. And if you want, for no added price, you can watch movies. You can watch the Spider-Man movies. You can watch any of the movies that we have in our portfolio or TV shows. I think they're going to rebrand some point, and I said this before, they're going to have like a PlayStation network of services, and you can do PlayStation Plus to get games. You could do sort of a PlayStation Now style, rebranding, or a PlayStation Now where you can stream games or you can download games. That will be a Games Pass type service. Don't know if they're going to do first party games day in, day out, but maybe they'll put in, they'll have PlayStation 1, 2, maybe find a way to emulate 3, 4, all of those games on the service, and they'll rotate games in and out, right? And maybe throw a big game in there, one big game in there to make it super enticing. Mm-hmm. And you get to watch all the no matter what tier you're in, you get those streamed movies for free, right? Mm-hmm. And it makes sense why they would choose, PlayStation to do it, and because it's over 100 million consoles out there, and maybe 20 million subscribers. Yeah, 20 million subscribers that you can try out, right?
Yep.
So it just makes sense. It's something that I would do. I wouldn't buy movies. Like I never used. I know they're taking that feature down from the store where you can't buy any movies or TV shows anymore. I never bought any movies or any TV shows.
Right. It's weird that they did that though. I guess
they probably looked at the data and said no one's buying it.
I guess they're kind of trying to move it all to the streaming, right?
I'm not gonna lie. When the PS4 first came out, if you remember,
I do. Yeah.
They had a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
They had a TV show that was exclusive to it, like a superhero TV show.
They did. Yeah.
And it came out like every Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. And I would watch it. All the time. It had 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I think it had 2 seasons. It could have been 1 season. Maybe it was 1 season. Mm-hmm. And it ended on a cliffhanger. And I was like all in. And I couldn't wait to see the next episode. And it was canceled.
Uh-huh. You're talking about Powers. Is that
Powers? Right? Yes. Yeah. Powers. That was awesome.
Yep. And it did have 2 seasons, 20 episodes. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, it was awesome. I like Powers. Powers was awesome.
Yep. I'm now remembering the ads for it. Yeah, I'm remembering.
Yeah, what's the Amazon show with the superheroes, the functional superheroes? I forgot the name of it.
Oh, you mean The Boys?
The Boys. So it was The Boys. So the Powers were The Boys before The Boys.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a good conceit for a TV show. What if superheroes were dicks? That's it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because they're always the good guys. They're always Captain America and Batman and the Shield of Justice. And it's like, no.
Well, Hancock started that, right? Because Hancock was a drunk and a dick, and he went to jail.
Right.
I didn't start that in the comic books. I know. You can add us. I know the comic. There were a comic book series like The Powers and and The Boys. I know that. It started there, but like movie wise, TV show wise,
right?
You had Hancock, and then Powers was awesome. I used to like Powers. I look forward to it every week. Mm-hmm. If they have like a streaming service with some new content like Powers, I would definitely watch. Mm-hmm. I would use it.
Yeah.
And especially if I don't have to pay for it, because God knows you got like 10 streaming services you want to pay for to get your content.
I know.
So, all right. Well, speaking of Amazon, they do great TV shows, great movies. Coming to America was funny.
Oh,
The Boys is awesome.
It's great.
But Amazon just can't make any games. They're terrible at games. Nope. It looks like Amazon's Lord of the Rings MMO has officially been canceled.
Yeah, you got to stick to what you know best, and video games is not it, Amazon.
So
You're-
it looks like Tencent and Amazon just couldn't come to an agreement on what this game was or how they're going to make it, or maybe it was money.
Right.
But there was definitely an issue between the two companies, and which is why this game was canceled.
Right. Also, like traditional MMOs, that's like so 20 years ago. Nobody's making new MMOs now. They're all looter shooters, if anything, right? They're
That's
games
true.
that are like Outriders or Destiny, right? That's the model that people were following.
Hence why Sony's partnering up with Firewalk for their multiplayer game.
Right. You know, or it's like a Call of Duty type situation, right? Which is different. Like you get that for your multiplayer component. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, it would have been cool. We already have. I don't know if it's still around, but we had at least a Lord of the Rings MMO that came out like 10 years ago or whatever. Like it was right after the movie trilogy or whatever. I think maybe 06, 07 or whatever it came out. And it was supposed to be pretty good, but I don't know.
Well, this makes the third or fourth big game that got canceled from Amazon. That didn't,
After the
didn't come
Crucible,
out.
there was another one. This Lord of the Rings one. Yeah, it's bad news.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna
Well,
stop?
I
You
think-
think they're gonna stop making games? Is this kind of like their wake up call?
No, they're not going to stop. I mean, the CEO for their game studio, the president of the game studio, we talked about it like 4 weeks ago, where he walks in and he says, "Just make me $1 billion game. Just do whatever they're doing. Just make me $1 billion game."
Oh, you want us to make you $1 billion? We didn't realize that was the okay. We
Yeah.
got you. We got you.
Yeah.
Ugh, such a
When you have that mindset,
such a
that's when you're not doing well.
right.
You're
Right.
not
So
going to
you
make a
can
$1 billion game.
you can say that but you need to be like a Steve Jobs type or like a Bill Gates type and actually have the intuition and know a little bit
vision.
about something and be like, no, here's the vision and here's how we're going to achieve that vision. I don't think they have that.
But you know who does have that vision?
Mm-hmm.
The people at Naughty Dog.
Huh?
This is our last story of the day. And that is The Last of Us Part 2 has broken Game of the Year records. Out of over 500 awards, Last of Us Part 2 has collected 300 Game of the Year, picked up 300 Game of the Year awards, the most in gaming history.
Jeebus. That's insane. That's they say 576 roughly, and it got 300. So that's more than half of all of the gaming outlets. That's pretty amazing. Now
That's awesome. Didn't know they had over 500 gaming.
that's the
gaming
thing that gets
awards.
me is like I thought maybe there was 100, 200 unique outlets, but I mean, I guess then maybe like IGN US, IGN Australia, IGN whatever
that's true.
counts as a
IGN
different
Spain,
game of the year.
IGN Brazil, yeah.
Right.
That's
So
true.
every country's got their exclusive, and then also like if it's a global company like IGN, they have different countries. So
Well, just think about it. The Last of Us Part 2, was the most divisive game, I would think, in history.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
it's
Lot of
up to
people
the
were
record
upset.
for the most awards.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if you ask me, if the game wasn't leaked, was it 2-3 weeks before it was released?
yeah, the
Or,
whole entire script.
If it wasn't leaked, I think it would have been a little bit more, I mean, listen, people would have still been up in arms over what happened. I'm not going to spoil it, but I think it would have been, it's one thing if I tell you this happens, right? And you're now, the big conceit, like this happens, but it's another thing of playing it and getting context for why it happened, how it happened, and the aftermath, right? So
Oh, sure.
I think sort of like the general, I think the public's view on the game would have been a little bit different if it wasn't leaked and you got to play and experience it. And then you got that feeling of, oh, wow. Like, you could still hate it. You could still hate what happened, but at least you got the full story of how, why, and what happened afterwards. Right?
Yeah, I would be more willing to listen to somebody who's actually played the game as opposed to somebody who's up in arms about it. Gets a lot of the plot points and facts wrong, which a lot of people on Twitter did, and then complains and goes, this game is terrible, and creator. I forget his name offhand, like the head guy, but it was, this is all just woke culture bullshit or whatever. I'm like, no, it's a video game, and if you don't like it, it's fine to not like it, but you can't like it because you think they're kowtowing to whatever. Like you got to play the game, and you're right, see it in its context, and they didn't. So, yeah, bad news.
All right, so that's it. That's all the stories we got. Dave, what are you plans for the rest of the weekend?
Dan, we need to play the new Joseph Ferris game.
It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby.
If they don't,
yeah, I'll stick to my day job of real estate law.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. I thought you sounded beautiful.
No,
if they don't license that song and have that for the opening credits, I'm going to be very upset.
You may be very upset.
Aww.
So I have it for the Xbox Series X. We just need it. It may take two, but it only takes one game for us to play.
Wow. Yep. I mean, we did it with A Way Out, which was awesome. We beat that game.
We did it with The Way Out.
Yeah,
we should have played the Brothers. I have it for the Xbox One.
Brothers? Yeah.
Brothers.
I'd be down for that.
That was the first one he made, right? Yeah.
I played the demo of that. Very good. Yeah, very good.
So I'm looking forward to playing that and playing some more Outriders. We got like
that too.
We got like a mission that we got to finish.
We got multiple missions, Ted.
Well, I mean, we got a lot of missions we got to finish, but we stopped in the middle of.
We're in the middle of one, yeah.
Yeah. I want to finish that mission. So yeah, that's all I got. I just want to play some games. That's it.
Yeah, same. It's a good time right now. So, all right, that's episode 267 in the books, folks. And we want to thank you guys for listening to the show, liking, commenting, doing all the good stuff that you guys do. If you want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. Also, we are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance. You can check out all of the fine podcasts featured on there at gamingpodcastalliance.com if you're looking for more gaming goodness. And one final reminder, we have our special limited time giveaway going on right now for one copy of Assassin's Creed Valhalla for Xbox One / Series X. We will be choosing one lucky winner. So head on over to our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Like this post or video. Leave a comment and tell us which Assassin's Creed game is your favorite and why. Note that you can enter once per episode and once per social media service. And this contest is open to U.S. residents only. So good luck to everyone who enters. So please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.